My Olive Traveler's Notebook caught on fire this week. It didn't catch on fire, I'm being rather dramatic, but it did have something on it that was on fire, and it warped it a lot. So basically what happened is, I'm a chaos gremlin when it comes to creativity. I was conditioning my TNs, which is honestly very, very fortunate because none of the inserts were inside the cover at the time. So that's a big sigh of relief. I really did not want anything inside it to catch on fire. But I was also wax sealing at the same time. So there was an exposed flame. Even though was it technically exposed because it was underneath a stove. Doesn't really matter. The ribbon on the spine of my TN flicked into the open flame. It has just started raining. I'm sorry if that gets noisy. But yeah, the ribbon on the spine flicked into the flame. That caught on fire. When I removed the TN rather quickly from the flame, the ribbon that was also melting flicked onto the front of the cover, stuck there, and just burned into the leather. So there's a nice big warp and a nice big burn mark on the cover of it. I don't want to get rid of it yet. I am going to try and salvage it. I'm going to leave it underneath a bunch of textbooks for a couple of weeks in hopes that it'll flatten, because it did warp quite a bit. So hopefully it being under my husband's accounting textbooks, which are quite thick, all the math and the economics that he does, hopefully that will flatten it out in time, and if it does, I will get a cute patch or something to go over the really horrific burn mark. But if it doesn't flatten, I will say my goodbyes and just let it go. I'm actually really sad about it. I was in shock a little bit when it happened, and I was like, what the heck just happened? I don't understand. But it's my Olive. It was my favorite one. So yeah, that was sort of the excitement of this week at the very least. Fortunately, I do already have another A6 that I wasn't really using, a brown. And we all know browns are my favorite, so I'm not super upset about it. It wasn't like I have to deal with a camel. For those of you who don't know, I'm a camel hater. I don't like the color of the camel. I have tried multiple times to love it, and it just hurts me. Just hurts me visually to look at it. I can't love it. I'm really sorry to all the camel stands. But no thank you. I'll keep my browns. My browns are the best ones. I love them. So yeah, so I was able to move all of the inserts from the olive into the brown. And this week I finally got some of the sticker pockets. I love sticker pockets. Big fan of the sticker pocket. I find that my journals don't feel complete without at least one. So I added a few of those into the ones that are not like newish. My black is definitely my newest one, my black passport. So that one didn't have any. But so I got one in there. I added an extra one to my regular brown. I think I've got two in my brown now. Yeah, I've got one on the back and the one on the front. And obviously the A6 as well. I actually had a bunch of pockets on the A6 when it was regular, as you can see from like the staining on the inside. But I hadn't actually replaced any of them when I cut it down. So I am pleased as punch to say that it's all sticker pocketed up. This actually wasn't the video I was intending on making this week. I had sort of done a week in my journal scenario. It's also the end of the month, which means technically I'm supposed to be doing a media log catch-up, but I couldn't be bothered doing the media log catch-up. I had a lot of random things I needed to think about. I watched Wicked for the first time. I watched The Thunderbolts. I actually watched movies this month. Wild. But I also watched a lot of random TV shows. Like, I watched a lot of Boston Legal. It's a great show. It's such a weird show. I don't know how to take it. But it was a great show. Okay. So I have to actually sit down and really think about my thoughts and feelings on it, and I just could not be bothered doing that today. But I did record a bunch of a week in my journal style stuff. But for some reason, everything got corrupted, or like transferring it from my phone to my computer, something went wrong and they just got deleted or corrupted. Like some of them were completely gone and others were like showing up an error every time I tried to play one. So another tragedy, I guess. So yeah, so this video this week is sort of like a this will do, I guess, kind of thing. But it also worked out really well because the last couple of days I have been thinking about my journaling and how I'm kind of bored and how I want to like spice things up a little bit. I'm bringing back all the sizes all at once whenever I feel like it. So I used to do this when I just had the regular and the passport back in the day. But I got kind of agitated at it because it wasn't really a good, accurate representation of what I was listening to in chronological order. I like having things in chronological order. So I stopped doing that, and I started just I just started focusing on one journal at a time. So if I started a passport, I would finish a passport. If I started a regular, I would finish a regular, so on and so forth. Done that for a few years now. But I media log now. I literally track every day the first song that I listen to in there. So really, there's no need for it anymore. So I can sort of be as non-chronological as I like. So I decided, yeah, I'm going to do 4 different sizes at once. So passport, A6, personal, and regular. I have absolutely no idea where I'm going to put my A6 because I don't have 2 covers anymore. So that one might have to live in a Hobonichi cover or something for a little bit. But I'm excited. I'm excited to bring that back just for the fun of it. Because, yeah, I've been feeling kind of lately about journaling. Oh, because Camille, look, it's Camille's fault because she makes me inserts and I want to use them immediately. Like, she made me this regular one, and she teased me because she knows I struggle with the regular size. She called it a challenge, and I'm a little bit competitive, so I wanted to start it right away. But I was still working in the passport, and I love the passport. And again, it's another Camille creation, so of course I love it. But I've been in the passport for a few journals now, so I'm kind of getting over it a little bit. I want a little bit of variety. But passport's also my safe space, so if I'm feeling a little bit creatively in a slump, I'm going to go back to the passport because it's where I thrive. So having options, I think is going to keep it fun a little bit. And I'm really excited to bring it back. I don't know why I decided to keep this in, but I think it's funny. I have a Tamagotchi connection. It was the Tamagotchi that I had growing up as a kid, or the main one that I remember. I think I had 2 or 3 of them. I had the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th gen, I think. But Tamagotchi connection was the one that I remember the most. So I got one secondhand, I think a month ago now, maybe a little bit longer. And I've been keeping track of who I get and all that sort of stuff. I've only just realized that depending on how well you look after it depends on what it evolves into. So I've been sort of trying to keep track of that. Though this past week hasn't been great for looking after it. I've been getting very distracted with other things and I leave it not on my person. I usually have it with me all the time so I can look after it when it beeps at me. But I haven't been, so there's been a lot of feeding it instead of playing games. But it's fun. It's just a fun little thing, nostalgic thing that I've been doing, and I don't know why I decided to share that, but I did because it beeped at me while I was recording, I guess. So there you go, a weird little tidbit about your nerdy friend Maddie. Something I've been obsessing over the last maybe 48 hours is finding, it's so ridiculous, but finding the 2019 Passport pencil board. It is the blue one with all the instruments all over it, like the brass instruments and the violin and stuff. I love that thing for multiple reasons. One, it's absolutely stunning. Two, it was the year that I officially started using Traveler's Notebook full time, but it was late 2019. So I missed out on actually buying that stuff. And it wasn't really on my radar because I had just sort of really sunk into the hobby. And three, my partner plays a lot of brass instruments. So it reminds me of him. And, it'd just be cute just to have. I can't find it anywhere for a reasonable price, though. I found it on eBay for $60. And then I found it on the Japanese stationery store. Is it Stationery 515 or something? I can't remember the actual name of it, but it's a Japanese collectible store. And it was $35, which is, not terrible for obviously like a collector's-y sort of item. But the shipping cost on that was another $35. So it was going to be $70 anyway. Like, this is Australian, by the way. So I don't know. You can do the conversions yourself, but broke my heart. I've also been trying to hunt down the 2020 plastic sleeve for the regular size. I wanted both. I wanted the regular and the passport. The passport more because I love my passports. But luckily for me, Marcy over at Mark's Mellows, the gift of a human being that she is, randomly had a spare. So I was able to bully her into giving it to me. She offered. It's okay, and I also paid for it. But luckily I didn't have to overpay or anything like that for it, which was really, really nice. She was really lovely in just giving it to me like that. But I'm on the hunt for the big one, like the regular size, because it's another blue. Maybe blue's my new favorite color. I've been really digging blue lately. But yeah, that blue one with the patterns and stuff. I'm gonna throw pictures up right now so you understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm hunting these two things at a reasonable price. So if you have it and you don't want it anymore, or know somebody who's trying to get rid of it, please let me know. Message me on Instagram, leave me a comment, something. I really want them. But I also don't want to pay $1,000 for them because it's insane. But I also know that's probably never going to happen because they're collector's items. And they're technically limited edition because they don't come back. They don't get reprinted or resold or anything. So, which is, again, sad. But 'tis what it is, I suppose. But yeah, that was my hyperfixation for the week. So, I'm sure at least one other person here has done the same thing where you sort of obsessively look for something. I think I do that every now and then. I definitely know I searched high and low for the Language of Stars stamp set from LCN. Tried finding that a while ago and I could not find it anywhere because obviously it was another sort of limited edition thing. That Stationery 151 shop is dangerous though. There's a cup. I put everything that I was like, ooh, that was cool, into my, little shopping cart thing. And it was going to cost me like $250. I was like, oh, it's time to leave this website now. Because that's a lot.